Hello everyone. Welcome to this channel Jikook Universe. In this video we will discuss something interesting and definitely a shame to miss. Come on, watch until the end. Behind the roar of the stage, amidst the blinding lights and the cheers of the crowd chanting their names over and over again, lies a story that's never been announced aloud. A story not told in interviews, not written in song lyrics, but rather lived in the small moments often overlooked by the masses. That's the story of Jikook, of Jimin and Jungkook, two names that, when brought together, create an intimacy that requires no explanation. While the world is busy admiring their achievements, highlighting sales charts, or guessing their next tour itinerary, there's one thing that can't be measured in numbers: their closeness, which feels so natural and deep. A connection that wasn't built overnight, but rather through long days of practice, tears, and exhaustion. From the quiet of the practice room to the grand world stage, they grew together. From curious teenagers to two men who care for and understand each other better than anyone else. Jungkook has always said that Jimin was the one who cared for him from the start. And indeed, in many old videos we see Jimin always close to Jungkook, guiding, hugging, or simply being there. But more than that, he was the Magne's safe haven. Someone he could look to amidst the chaos and feel that everything would be okay. In turn, Jimin found something in Jungkook: a youthful exuberance, a raw honesty, and a silent loyalty. He didn't say much, but the way Jungkook looked at Jimin, the way he responded with small gestures, all of it spoke louder than words. Even when the camera wasn't focused on them, those of us watching knew something never changed. Have you ever noticed how their eyes meet and immediately look away, as if afraid to linger, but always returning to each other? Have you ever seen the way Jimin laughs more softly when he's with Jungkook? Or the way Jungkook opens up more when Jimin is by his side? That's a love language few understand. A language only shared by two hearts that have grown together in silence and simplicity. There are small moments that remain etched in fans' memories. When Jimin subconsciously touched Jungkook's back on stage, when Jungkook secretly watched Jimin sleep on the plane, or when they called each other in a softer tone than usual. Those moments weren't staged for the cameras. They were sparks of honesty, a manifestation of genuine love and care. Sometimes, the world tries to guess their relationship. Many wonder, many speculate, but they never deny, nor do they confirm. Because perhaps for them, not everything needs to be explained. Some things are enough to feel, and let the heart understand. Jikook's relationship isn't about a viral moment or a fleeting trend. It's about the long journey of two people finding each other and choosing to stay close, despite life's constant changes. They were together when no one knew their names. They stood by each other when everyone had high expectations. And now, when the world is at their feet, they still choose each other as their home. There are things that can only be built with time, with wounds healed together, with tears unseen by the camera, with hugs given for no reason. And that's Jikook. They're not a fabricated story. They're proof that love can exist without being announced, that love can grow in silence, and that true togetherness can endure even when the world changes. And perhaps that's why we continue to love Jikook. Because in a world full of noise, they teach us to listen to the unheard. Time passes. Years come and go. People come and go. Trends change as quickly as the unstoppable wind. But one thing remains: Jimin and Jungkook, and the way they look at each other as if the world is just the two of them. There's one moment that many of us remember. A video that has become almost legendary among fans. GCF Tokyo. It's not just about how Jungkook shot the video, but about who is the sole protagonist in the frame. Jimin. Not the other members, not the city, not the Japanese food, but Jimin from beginning to end. Jimin walking slowly down a Tokyo street. Jimin chuckling under a streetlight. Jimin staring into the camera as if he knew who was holding it. And we, the viewers, knew. It wasn't just a vlog. It was a love letter in visual form. A memory curated with emotion, not a script. Then there was that hat, the Tokyo hat, that Jimin was seen wearing at the airport a few years later. It was a simple hat, but full of meaning. Perhaps to others, it was just another accessory. But to those who knew the story, it was a reminder of a time that belonged only to the two of them. A time when the world didn't know, but their hearts were already speaking to each other. And even after that, when they weren't often seen together due to busy schedules or individual projects, we still saw the common thread that connected them. When Jungkook called out Hyung during his live broadcast, then smiled briefly before continuing, there was a warmth that couldn't be faked. Or when Jimin suddenly appeared in the studio, and Jungkook laughed like a child who had just found his favorite toy again. Likewise, when they shared the stage, whether in a group or a small unit, their movements seemed to seek each other out. No elaborate choreography was needed, just a light touch on the back, a quick glance, or a step that was always in sync. It was as if their bodies were accustomed to being in the same orbit. What was even more touching was when the world tried to separate them with narratives they hadn't created. When rumors arose, when their names were drawn into speculation, they never responded with anger. They continued to walk side by side, silently supporting each other. Because Jikook wasn't about proof. They weren't a stage couple. They were two people who had grown together, and they still chose to trust each other. When the cameras turned off, when the concert was over and the lights went down, they were still there, one for the other. And perhaps that's the most beautiful thing of all. In life, we rarely find someone who can truly read us without even having to say a word. Someone who knows when we're tired just by our silence. Someone who can calm us down just by sitting next to us, doing nothing. For Jimin and Jungkook, they found that in each other. Amidst the noise of the world and all that is fleeting, Jikook's story stands. Calm, sincere, and full of feeling. They don't try to be perfect. They just stay real. And in a world full of fakery, authenticity is the bravest form of love. Thank you for accompanying the sweet story of Jimin and Jungkook today. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss their next special moment. See you in the next video, Jikookers.